up your flight adventure experience. Today, I'll introduce you to important concepts that you should be familiar with before taking flight. Many of these concepts and vocabulary words will be useful in your pre-flight lessons. Let's begin!
In order to achieve flight, an aircraft must undergo a change in force. A force is simply a push or pull on an object. If all of the forces on an object are equal, there is no motion or no change in motion. This is considered a balance of forces. If the forces on an object are unbalanced, then motion or changes in motion occur. There are four main forces of flight: lift, drag, thrust, and weight. If the thrust and lift forces are greater than the drag and weight forces, the aircraft can take off. The concept of lift has been studied for centuries. During the 18th century, Daniel Bernoulli described how lift occurs. He found that when air travels over a curved surface, it speeds up and creates a lower pressure. This lower pressure produces lift. This idea is called Bernoulli's principle and is the concept around which an airfoil wing is built. Have you ever thought about all of the gear a pilot must wear while in flight? Most of the equipment that a pilot wears is needed for protection from the changes in temperature, pressure, oxygen concentration, and gravitational forces produced during flight. For example, extreme temperatures cause the body to act in different ways. While prolonged exposure to heat may cause heat stroke, prolonged exposure to low temperatures may cause hypothermia. Changes in air pressure and oxygen concentration occur as pilots change altitude in flight. As pilots ascend, there is less oxygen and less air pressure. These conditions can lead to many problems for the pilot. One of these problems is a lack of coordination, called dystaxia. Another problem is a decrease in oxygenation of the blood, called anoxia. If a pilot ascends too quickly, gases dissolved in the blood form bubbles or emboli. These emboli can create blockages in the bloodstream, which can lead to loss of consciousness. Acceleration forces, although needed for flight, can also cause problems for the pilot. These gravitational forces, or Gs, can be positive or negative. Here are some examples of how it feels when a person's body experiences positive Gs. During all of these examples, the person's blood was pulled from his or her brain to his or her body core. At 3 to 4 positive Gs, a pilot would experience a grayout. At 4 to 6 positive Gs, the pilot would be in blackout and would probably lose consciousness. Let's look at an example of how it feels when a person's body experiences negative Gs. Negative G forces pull blood from the body core to the brain. This overabundance of blood in the brain creates an impairment in vision called a readout. As you can see, before a pilot can ever leave the ground, he or she must understand the forces that his or her body will undergo during flight. This will enable the pilot to properly prepare for the changes these forces create. By wearing special equipment, being properly trained, and being physically fit, pilots can better withstand these stresses.
And remember, in the words of Carl Sagan, somewhere something incredible is waiting to be known. Keep